Keep that going for James Carrigan, everybody.
Cap City, who's drinking tonight? Who's drinking tonight? Let me see who's drinking. Who's drinking? Yeah, alcohol ruined my marriage. My ex, she was a twin. I mean, I guess she still is a twin, but every time I got drunk around them, I couldn't tell them apart. I can't tell you how many times I tried to make out with her brother. I actually got recognized for doing stand-up recently in public, which was pretty cool. I just wish people would recognize me for my true passion. Drawing pentagrams on bathroom stalls, that's what I'm about. That's what I love. Learn it in Catholic school, that's what they teach you in Catholic school. They also teach you in Catholic school, when in doubt, just remember that Jesus Christ is the answer. And I gotta tell you guys, I failed math a lot. Because my teachers kept trying to tell me that Jesus Christ was not the square root of pi. My mom was really pissed off about that. The first thing she says when she found out was, Jesus Christ. But I do love my mother. I realized that I would not have gotten anywhere in life if it wasn't for my mom. She's the one that gave me Adderall. They called Adderall kitty cocaine when I was growing up, and I was really skeptical of that until I tried actual cocaine. And then I was like, oh my God, they're giving little kids cocaine! That is way more effective than actual cocaine. Because what do you do when you're on Adderall? When I was on Adderall, I wrote a paper in an hour and a half. What do you do when you're on cocaine? More cocaine. That's really all that anyone has ever done on cocaine. Did y'all know that there were 12 dogs on the Titanic? There were 12 dogs on the Titanic. 3 of those dogs survived. But scientists have discovered that out of those 3 dogs, today, they're now dead too. They died by 1930. That's how dogs work. But think about it. What was life like for a dog on the Titanic? You picture a purebred dog. She comes from a really rich family. And then she meets this mutt dog. He's low class. And then all her friends are like, stay away from him. He's no good for you. And she's like, I'm my own bitch. I can do what I want to do. And she goes off with him anyway. And they do all this cool dog stuff that she's never done before. And they fall in love. Now you're probably thinking, that sounds a lot like the plot to Titanic, but with dogs. Nah, that's Lady and the Tramp. That's exactly what happens to Lady and the Tramp. Okay, all right. One movie is really racist, the other has a lot of sex in it. I'll let you figure out which one is which, but they're basically the same movie. That's what James Cameron loves to do. James Cameron, who wrote Titanic, he loves ripping off cartoons. We all know that Ferngully and Avatar are the same movie, right? They're the same movie, pretty much exactly the same. But what about this movie? Main character has to find a family member, and then he makes a new friend along the way. Now you're probably thinking, hey, that sounds a lot like Finding Nemo. Now that's what happens in Terminator 2. That's exactly what happens in Terminator 2. Recently, a couple months ago, a friend of mine invited me to do a fantasy football league, and I was really stoked about it. So I brought my 20-sided die and a broadsword. Apparently, we had 2 different definitions of what fantasy meant. But think about it. Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a real fantasy football league? You get to see all the stuff you're not going to see in the NFL, like Knights, Wizards, Colin Kaepernick. You know, things you're not going to see anytime on a football field. Look, I know I look like a cop. I know. But listen, guys, I'm not racist. However, I do think that people in interracial relationships are doing the Lord's work. I also think that spiders are doing the Lord's work. Pretty much anyone or anything that terrifies my aunt is doing the Lord's work. I gotta tell y'all, that is like my favorite joke because everyone in my family has heard it. And 3 of my aunts are fighting over who that joke is about. I'm not going to tell them who it is. I'm not going to tell them. It's the racist one, guys. It's the racist one. I love you, Aunt Jenny, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
James Carrigan, everybody.